Hey everyone, welcome to another tutorial video for Warhammer Online, Return of Reckoning, the Age of Reckoning private server. It's me, Zarvich, so Zarvich from Twitch. We have a good one today, guys. We're going to go over forts. So fortresses were just added to the game about 2-3 weeks ago now. They are these massive keep battles, even bigger than keep battles, after you lock a pairing. So let's say if you're in Prague, after you push to Prague, if Order locks it and then they move to Chaos Waste and lock Chaos Waste, they'll get to a fort. So the first thing you need to know is that there's a limit of players that you can get in there. The limit on attackers, so in this case, let's use the example of Order. Order can have a limit of 120 attackers, and the defenders can have 80% of the attacking amount. So they can have 96 there. And of course, that ratio will change. If you have less attackers, you'll have less defenders as well. Currently, that makes the player limit in here in the low 200s. I think that what they're trying to do right now is see how stable it is and how balanced it is with those numbers, and then adjust based on that. There has been some talk that they might want to make the forts instance so that everyone can participate, not just 200 players. Like if we come a time where we have 2,000 people online, that's going to feel pretty bad to have only 10% of your population able to do it. So that's how it is right now. The top 48 contributors on both the attacking and defending sides get a spot reserved in the fort. So if you see your bag roll and you want a gold bag and you were one of the top contribution people for the previous zone, so in this case Chaos Waste, you'll get first dibs on getting in there. So you'll see a little notification message in your chat letting you know that you get your spot reserved. So you don't have to rush to the city. You can go through the portal and you can get there. All right. Now that we've got that out of the way, here's what you got to do. If you're the attacking side, Order in this example, you'll run to the zone line. So in here, if Order caps out Chaos Waste, they'll run all the way up this path. You'll see the little up arrow here, and it'll tell you the name of the fort. In this case, it's the Maw. So there'll be a little zone line here, and there'll be a portal on the ground that the attackers need to click on. So Order can run their way up. Destro can try to be sneaky if they want, and disrupt them and try to block them from getting there. But usually you have a pretty big attacking force, and they'll be able to push through. So that's how the attackers get there. If you were a defender in this case, Destruction, you would go to the Inevitable City. You would run all the way down south here to the gate, and there would be a portal right here to click on for the defenders. So defenders need to go to the city. In Altdorf, it would be right down here as well. So both cities is right down to the south. And then you just kind of, for better or worse, if you aren't reserved, just keep clicking on the portal. Hopefully you'll be able to get a spot in. Sometimes it fills up really quick. You just gotta hope RNG is on your side, your clicking skills are better than someone else, and you'll get in. Maybe that will be changed later on as well. All right, now that we got all that out of the way, we're on to stage 1 of the fort. So stage 1 on the fort is that there are 3 doors outside. 1, 2, 3. They go down automatically. So there's a ramp, it fires off by itself. It gives you 15 minutes to get the outer doors down. So this time is used for the defenders and attackers to get people in, get to the city, get your groups together, your war bands, get some coordination, get people in Discord. So this is kind of like a prepping phase. There's no real fighting going on at this point. I mean, no one's really going to attack or come outside the keep. All you need to do is just get your groups together and get ready for stage 2. And once the doors are down, all hell breaks loose. Stage 2 is on. There are 5 points scattered around the fort. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each fort will have a different structure and layout of the flags. I've seen some of them where they have 4 out front and then 1 in the back, or maybe they're all like 3 of them in the back. So you kind of have to look at your map and keep an eye on it. During stage 2, it's a battle for these points. So it takes 10 seconds to capture one of these flags, and basically what you need to do is cap the flag, turn over your side's color. If the attackers do this, in this case Order, the inner door to the fort to get to the Lord room will go down faster, and the Lord will have less health during stage 3. So that's the incentive for the attackers to do well and hold the flags. The defenders, it's the opposite. If they can hold the flags, the Lord gets more health, he gets stronger, and the inner door goes down slower, giving them more time to get more health and rack up those kills. Besides that, there's one other factor here. If you the side that holds the flags, they'll get an artillery barrage. So each flag you hold deals 700 undefendable damage every minute on a timer. So if you have all 5, that's what, 3,500 undefendable damage every minute to the enemy side, including the Lord. So there's a big incentive to get that. I mean, it can help sway the battle. Even if you only have a couple of them, doing 14, 2800, 2100 damage, undefendable. Every minute can really help sway a fight. So you might want to wait to push in with the enemy team on a flag. After that happens, you'll heal up first, or you'll wait till they're low and then get on them. That's basically stage 2, getting the flags. Usually, one side is pretty dominant. Usually the attackers, because they have more players. So after an initial first push, the defenders kind of fall back to the keep. Remember that once the inner door goes down, you will not go down below 50% health. You will not be able to click on it to get back inside. So if it's between 51% and 100 on the inner door, you can get back into the fort that way. If it's below that, you have two choices. Either you have to run all the way to the back and get into the postern, or you die and respawn in the keep. So that's pretty much it for stage 2. The inner door goes down, and now an hour timer starts from the time the inner door goes down for the attackers to kill the Lord. So this is their time to kill the Lord right here. He's pretty strong. Every time he resets, he gets pulled and they wipe, or he gets leashed, he regains 10% of his health. So not a full region after each time, 10%. So that's because if you want to, if you are doing a great job, you get him down to 5 and then you wipe, you don't want him to go back to 100. It'll be unkillable. So kind of an incentive for the attackers to keep trying, and a pretty good change as well. So that's pretty much it. You'll run up to the top room. There'll be one door right here to get into the Lord room. Right now, there's only one small door. The attackers need to push in, wipe all the order who are inside, and get on the Lord and kill him within that hour timer. The last part of stage 3 is if you die during stage 3 as the defenders, so in this case destruction. If destruction dies during stage 3 and they release, they will be spawned in a jail that is right out here. So in that jail, they can't use abilities. The only thing they can do is use their Book of Binding to go back to their bind spot, which you don't really want to do because you'll lose loot. What they can do is, if you can get a stealther or a group to come out and free you from the prison, you're going to be able to get back into that fight. But that requires someone running out, finding the prison, finding the lever for the prison, and then clicking on it for 3 seconds. It's a 3-second cast time, and freeing everyone who's in there. So that's very hard to do. I mean, usually the attackers have a group watching it. So once you're in prison, you're almost certainly there for the rest of the time. So big advice to you guys: if you are in stage 3, do not release. Wait to see if someone can res you. It's always going to be easier to get you a res than going all the way out here to free you from prison. Then at the end of that hour, if in that time the attackers, in this case Order, is able to kill the Lord, they will get higher contribution and will get a bag roll to get a gold bag, or purple or green or any of those colors to get invader gear. And the defenders hold out for that hour. They get the top contribution and they get the chance to get that gold bag with invader, which is currently the top tier open RBR set. Besides that, both attackers and defenders, depending on if they lose or win, they will get 4 invader medallions to buy it from the merchant in the city. So you still get something even if you just are participating in the fort, and even if you don't win, or if you lose, or if you get into prison. So there is that incentive to just stick around even if you are losing. Yeah, and that's about it, guys. So that's forts. They're all different. There's the Maw. There's a whole bunch. There's Stonewatch. There's just like a lot of different forts all over the place. Reichwald. They're all pretty cool. They have great structures. It's a massive battle, and hopefully you've learned something about that. Strategies are starting to come into play, and hopefully we see a lot of good new strats and good fort takes in the days to come. So thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.